Pauline. Well, today we're completely changing the setup. We're heading to Tangier, then to Lyon, to discuss Salma Moumni's latest novel, Adieu Tanger, or Farewell Tanger. Pauline, I have to admit, this book, I don't know how can I put it, it really shook me because it's very true and direct. Did you know who is Salma Moumni before this episode, Pauline?
No, honestly, not at all, Sandra. And that's crazy. She's only 24. She's born in Tangier in 99, and she made her way to ENS in Lyon. And then, boom, she releases her first book with Grasset in 2023, and she becomes the breakout star of the literary season. Such an incredible maturity.
I agree. And she certainly didn't go unnoticed, Pauline. She nearly won the Prix Médicis, and actually she took home the Prix France Culture des étudiants. That's quite a start to a career.
Oh, definitely. But when you read the story, you understand why it worked. We follow this young woman, Aliya, who's forced to flee Tangier. The trigger is horrific. Intimate photos of her leaked, and she finds herself in Lyon working as a waitress, trying to repair herself away from everyone's eyes.
And that's where the book gets really powerful. She describes what she calls the male gaze, that power that destroys everything. I noted those words where she had the impression to meet Quentin in Lyon. And it's so visual. So Quentin is the guy of the pictures in Morocco. Sitting near him, isolated from everyone. He had written, I bet you look good on the dance floor, on a scrap of paper. Then he looked at your lips. You can feel that even in her visions, in her memory, Quentin has this self confidence that makes her blush while she is in the middle of a total internal reconstruction.
Yes, and that's when we understand her exile. She actually quotes Montaigne at the beginning. She says, I know well what I'm feeling, but not what I'm seeking. And that's exactly it. She doesn't know what she find in France. She just knows she has to leave.
But the trap is that when she arrives in France, she realizes she's just switching prisons. She goes from being the girl from the photos in Morocco to being just an Arab girl in Lyon. It's a kind of double sentence.
Exactly. She sums it up perfectly. Your life in France comes down to trying not to look Arab while also wanting to stand out. It's a constant mental exhaustion, always being in that in-between space.
And she ends up losing herself. She says, Pauline, that after a few years, the disconnection is so great that you only see yourself through the eyes of others. You no longer have a mirror of your own. And Pauline, several passages highlight how the heroine views herself through the prism of the male gaze. And she said, as if you too had become one of those men who turns around as you pass, head title for a better look.
And then there is the line about Morocco, which is chilling. Only those who have manifested nothing are left in peace. Basically, Sandra, to be at peace, you have to stay invisible and, above all, not to make waves. It's also important to note that the heroine firmly asserts her identity using the phrase "Ana min Tanger", I am from Tangier. Her accent makes others smile, and she laughs along with them.
It's such a bold text. You can feel Salma Moumni had put her whole being into it, from her suffering to her healing. It's quite touching to see Pauline, the author, close her book with a personal statement, with a very personal statement indeed.
Mm.
And she said, I will no longer drink mint tea at the beach, toes in the sand and west near my fingers. I will never return to Tangier.
Yeah, well, it's really unfortunate. I'm very glad myself to be back to Lebanon soon in August. So, and I would drink mint tea, but it will be cold tea and lemonade cold.
Ice.
Anyway,
I
next
remember
time
this.
it's the icy one. Next time we'll be traveling between Algeria, Syria, Lebanon, and Paris to talk about the novel Le Noir te va si bien, or Black suits you so well by Ahlam Mustaghani.
It's a wonderful love story, Pauline. Really. And Hala, it's the Valentine
Yeah,
season, and it's a
exactly.
very beautiful story. Very, let's say, very strong, very passionate, like a real man with a real woman. And
Mhm.
because every story matters, we can't wait to tell you the story of Hala, the young teacher and singer from Western Algeria, whose father, who is also a singer, was murdered by Islamic extremists. See you next time,
See,
Pauline.
see you next time and happy Valentine's Day, Sandra.
Thank you.